Hello, beneath this festive hat it's me, Andrew Lauder. Sir Foxley-Fox, my dear old friend, has written a story for you for Christmas and he's asked me to read it, so here we go. It was 2 days before Christmas and Sir Foxley-Fox was enjoying a fine breakfast with his family, all of whom were getting very excited at the approach of Christmas. Suddenly there was a loud knock on the door of Foxwood Hall and the bell was also rung with some urgency. "I wonder who that could be," exclaimed Sir Foxley-Fox as he stood up to answer his own question. At the door on this bitterly cold winter's morning stood P.C. Fuzzy Fox, who, as you may remember, was the Foxwood policeman. Come in out of the cold, my dear fellow. Tell me how I can help you," said Sir Foxley-Fox, and ushered P.C. Fuzzy Fox into the lounge. "I have grave news. The Ponsonby Snodgrasses intend to have a fox hunt tomorrow, on Christmas Eve at 11 a.m. precisely. I have talked to him and advised him that fox hunting is illegal, as he well knows, but he intends to go ahead, and even said that if I caused any trouble, it may be me that was hunted. I'm short-staffed over the Christmas period, and I need your help as chairman of the Foxwood Council to stop this hunt, please." Of course, my dear fellow. We'll call a council of war immediately of all the available animals. Now, let me think. We'll have to forget Mr. Badger, the hedgehogs and the snakes, as they are all hibernating. But I would appreciate it if you would wake up the wise old owl in the old oak tree, as his advice is always so useful. Now, the wise old owl was none too pleased about being woken up, but having considered the importance of the situation, he immediately spread his massive wings and headed out towards Foxwood Hall. The Council of War decided that 3 measures would be appropriate to stop the hunters. Firstly, Sidney Spider and his family and friends would weave tunnel webs across the planned route of the hunt. Secondly, the beavers would hide under the water in Foxwood Stream and jump out as the horses jumped into the river. And thirdly, the foxes and rabbits would dig ditches, which would be covered up by twigs and leaves in such a way that the horses would throw their riders but not hurt themselves. They would also spread leaves over the edge of Foxwood Pond in the hope that the riders would be deposited onto or maybe through the ice. Then came the difficult decision of who would volunteer to be the fox that was chased, so that they could ensure that the hunters would follow the required sabotaged route. Buster, Sir Foxley-Fox's eldest cub, volunteered, as did P.C. Fuzzy Fox, but Sir Foxley-Fox was never one to ask anyone to do anything he was not prepared to do himself, and he insisted that he be the fox that would be chased. "Oh no!" you cry, thinking that this could be the end of Sir Foxley-Fox and all his stories. Don't worry. Put away your tissues. Sir Foxley-Fox is a wily and sly old fox, and I know the end of the story. The following day, the hunt met at the house of Mr. Ponsonby Snodgrass and drank the stirrup cup, supposedly to keep out the cold, but which in effect made it even more difficult to stay on their horses. The whinnying of the horses could scarcely be distinguished from the braying of the riders, as they talked in loud voices about their feats of horsemanship in this barbaric so-called sport. Then the horn was sounded and off they went, unaware of the great surprise that was waiting for them. Sir Foxley-Fox had already laid his scent so that the hounds would follow his trail, and now watched from the top of a hill as the first huntsmen started waving their arms around and falling off their horses as their faces became covered in spiders' webs. Then came phase 2, which was even more successful. As the beavers rose from the water's edge, the horses shied up and their riders were propelled at great speed and with varying degrees of acrobatic ineptitude into the freezing waters of Foxwood Stream. Phase 3, the pond and the ditch, were equally successful, and amidst a joyful cacophony of ambulance sirens, the hunt was called off. The score, as reported by the Foxwood Times, who just happened to have a reporter and a photographer at strategic positions, was as follows. Foxes caught, 0. Horses injured, 0. Other animals injured, 0. Huntsmen injured, 21, one of whom, Mr. Ponsonby Snodgrass, ended up in hospital for the whole of the Christmas period, which everyone felt was rather bad luck on the nursing staff. That evening, all the little animals excitedly hung up their stockings by the chimney, for it is a little-known fact that Father Christmas also looks after all the animals on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, after the family had opened all their presents, Sir Foxley-Fox gave his customary Christmas party. And what a party it was! Barbecued turkey. Nobody was quite sure from whence these fine blunt turkeys had come. Squashed fly sandwiches for the spiders, lettuce sandwiches for the rabbits, and of course barbecued fish sandwiches for the beavers, who'd done such a brave job. As the sun set over Foxwood, spreading a pinky orange glow over the whole area, everyone agreed that Sir Foxley-Fox's Christmas celebrations have been the best ever. Happy Christmas, everyone! Thanks for listening. Bye.